And Shasta joins us now with the very latest from the global arena.
It's the weekend and you're with the News First International Desk. Making headlines in the international arena tonight. Pakistan's Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani says 20 million people have been affected by the country's floods, a much higher estimate than the UN's 14 million.
Gilani was addressing the nation during much muted celebrations of Pakistan's independence from the UK 63 years ago. The United Nations has confirmed at least one case of cholera among the victims in the Swat Valley. Health workers have been stepping up their battle against waterborne diseases in the flood-hit country. In his address, Gilani said 20 million were now homeless, although it was unclear how many of those people were briefly forced to leave their homes and how many had lost their houses altogether.
On to the US now. United States President Barack Obama has backed the construction of a proposed mosque and Muslim cultural center near the site of the September 11th attacks in New York, a project opposed by US conservatives and many New Yorkers.
As a citizen and as president, I believe that Muslims have the right to practice their religion as everyone else in this country. And that includes the right to build a place of worship in a community center on private property in Lower Manhattan in accordance with local laws and ordinances.
Earlier this month, the New York City agency cleared the way for construction of the community center, which will include a prayer room 2 blocks from the site of the September 11th attacks, popularly known as Ground Zero. Obama was speaking during an Iftar dinner he hosted at the White House. About 200 and 750 people were killed in September 11th attacks when Al-Qaeda hijackers crashed 2 passenger planes into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. The attacks deeply traumatized Americans and sparked the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan and the Bush administration's war on terror.
And finally, the United States has stated that Myanmar's planned November 7th elections cannot be inclusive or credible under the political circumstances there.
Bowing to pressure from the US, Britain and human rights group State Media announced yesterday that Myanmar will hold its first parliamentary elections in 2 decades on November 7th. Critics have said elections would be legitimate if the military junta denies a role to thousands of political opponents now in prison, including detained Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi. In fact, the elections takes place about a week before Suu Kyi is expected to be freed from 16 years of house arrest. 40 political parties have registered to take part in the first civilian government in almost half a century in the reclusive army-ruled country of 48 million people.
Now, tonight's bulletin will not be complete if we don't cross over to the sports desk. And with me now is Kesha. Good evening, Kesha.
Good evening, Sonali.
It's over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, the cream of the O's men and women was showcased, and the second T500 Sprint Championship rowing competition hosted by the Rowing Club of St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, which was concluded today. Royal College Colombo won the overall championship in the boys category, while Ladies College Colombo won the overall championship in the girls category.
The second ever T500 Sprint Championship organised by St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, which began yesterday, concluded today. The event saw the participation of several school rowing teams as well as invitational rowing teams. In the invitational category, the Sri Lanka Air Force rowing team were the champions with 7 points, while the rowing team of the University of Colombo were runners-up with 6 points. In the boys category, Royal College Colombo dominated the points table with 9 points, while St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia had to settle at second place with 8 points. Ladies College Colombo won the overall championship in the girls category with 8 points, while Muses College Colombo were the runners-up with 7 points.
Well, the Sri Lankans were victorious yesterday, and it's now time for the in-depth analysis of the second ODI encounter of the Tri-Series played between Sri Lanka and New Zealand yesterday at the Rangiri Tamil International Cricket Stadium.
I think after winning the toss, New Zealand lost a couple of early wickets. I think that was the disaster start they had. They were expecting to get something like 250, 260, should have been ideal score to put a lot of pressure on the Sri Lankan batting lineup. But the way they batted, apart from 3 or 4 batsmen, all the others didn't apply themselves. And credit should go to the Sri Lankan bowlers, especially Malinga and Matthews, the way they bowl. And in the latter part, Rangan Herath, who came after a long time to play a one-day game, he bowled very well, and even Ajantha Mendis. So overall, I felt the Sri Lankans bowl very much better than the New Zealand batting. And to keep New Zealand under 189 was a creditable achievement. And when they finished the first session, I'm sure that Sri Lankans were in a very strong position to win this game. When Sri Lankans came into bat, they lost Dilshan very quickly, but I thought Tharanga once again played a very responsible innings. I think he has been playing really well in the last 1 year or so, and once again Tharanga and Sangakkara played a very important partnership. I think that's where the game changed towards Sri Lankans. Once they lost a couple of wickets, New Zealand came back to the game very well. But I thought they should have handled the extra point. They were planning to get the extra bonus point by sending the tail-enders. I think that was not the right thing they did. I think they should have had someone like Matthews to come before Samaravira, or even Kapugedara. I thought Kapugedara batted far too late to achieve the extra bonus point. But overall, it was a creditable performance by the Sri Lankans, the way they played. They played much better cricket. They batted well, they bowled well, they fielded much better than New Zealanders. So it's a great win for the Sri Lankans, especially at the start of a 3-nation tournament.
Well, as you know, Sports First is always on the lookout to highlight sportsmen and women who struggle to continue their sports activities despite various obstacles. Today, we focus on a women's pole vault champion from the Eastern Province. Have a look.
Sports First came across this pole vault athlete in the Batticalow area. She is Alagaratnam Ilakiyavina, a grade 11 student from the Thurai Nilavanai Mahavidyalaya. Alagaratnam qualified to the All-Ireland Athletic Championships after she emerged as the champion in the Under-17 Women's Pole Vault event at the Eastern Province Inter-School Athletic Meet.
I did not receive anything to carry out my training with. I made them on my own and practiced at home.
Alagaratnam represented her school at the Eastern Province Inter-School Athletic Meet and won first place with the use of a pole from another school. It is unfortunate to note that she does not even have a coach to train her. The school she attends does not even have a playground for any sport activity to be carried out. If the school is provided with the required equipment, we can produce more talented sportsmen and women. Alagaratnam Ilakiyavina's father is an individual without a permanent job, which is also a fact that affects her future as an athlete.
We can't afford to buy the required equipment. If someone would help her to get the required equipment, she will be able to excel at national level and not only make us proud, but can make the entire country proud.
However, Alagaratnam's only aim is to excel in her sport no matter what the obstacle may be.
Even though we don't have the required equipment, we will move forward.
If we can lend a helping hand to those sportsmen and women, there is no doubt that Sri Lanka's future in the pole vault event will be secure.
Well, that's a wrap from the sports desk. Sonali, over to you.
Thanks, Kesh. Well, keeping you informed on where exactly responsibility lies, this is Action TV.
Despite this building having been constructed with iron over 10 years ago at a cost of around 10 million rupees, it is currently in a state of dilapidation. The items within it have been protected only because of the vigilance of the villagers of the Bulat-Kohpiti area. The vigilance was exercised due to a particular purpose. Area residents say that public representatives of the Kegaul district make sporadic visits to the area to keep the people's spirit alive. Public representatives in Kegaul who visit the area during elections make promises to complete the construction of the building within 3 months. Incidentally, it was on the 2nd of December 1999 that the former Prime Minister, who then served as the Minister of Plantation Industries, laid the foundation stone to construct this building. A promise has been given to start a tea factory within this building in 90 days. Small-scale tea farmers in the area have failed to obtain the maximum from their harvest in a backdrop where the idle cattle is enjoying this benefit. According to the chief incumbent of the Katanangala Brajamahaviharaya, this promise, which has been broken, has become a curse to the area. The incompletion of the factory in line with the promise made has become a curse to the area, and also it disrespects the potential of the farmers as well. This is owing to the fact that funds of the Tea Shakti Fund, which have been contributed from the hard-earned money of the farmers, had been utilized for this purpose. Will the dream of a tea factory for the Bulat-Kohpiti area be fulfilled by preventing this building being taken apart by scrap metal collectors? Minister of Plantation Industries, this is over to you.
And with that, we conclude this night's edition of Primetime Weekend. Don't forget to log on to our website, www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sonali Manigabadage. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night.